Hey guys, it's Dr. Vic here, and I wanted to take a moment to explain a little bit of what feeling versus function really means. I kind of talked about this in the health portion in video 2, but I wanted to go back and revisit this and go deeper. Below you have a wonderful chart that actually takes a sagittal cut of the nerve, and actually you can look and see, I'm sorry, it's a coronal. Let's go back. Hey guys, Dr. Vic here, and I wanted to share with you, we've kind of talked about this in the wellness tip number 2, but I wanted to revisit it and go deeper. I wanted to mention about feeling versus function. Now below this video you have a wonderful chart. It's a coronal cut of the nerve. And so basically we can look and see the nerve itself. So when we're looking at that nerve, you got two parts of it that are the top that make up about 90% of the nerve, and you got this little bottom part, okay? So one of the top parts of that nerve is designed for autonomic function, which means things that go on their own without even paying attention. You know, it's when you eat something, you don't have to worry about nothing except swallowing. After that, everything's taken care of till you got to excrete the waste. When it comes to the second portion, that's your motor control, activating certain things, muscular movement, posture, those types of things. And we have that particular aspect of things when it comes to that nerve. And that makes up about 90%. Now that 90% is all based on function of the body. When I say posture, it's the muscles that you can't control that keeps me upright. When I say motor control, it's looking at other aspects of the organs. How are the organs contracting when they need to and not contracting? Telling things to do, making my arms, helping them move. That's motor control too. When we look at that bottom portion, which is about 10%, that's what we call the sensory nerves, okay? Now the sensory nerves make up about 10% of the nerve. That means that 90% of the nerve is meant for function, whereas 10% is only meant for sensory, or otherwise known as pain, temperature, those types of things. So when we really look at, if you came in for low back pain or headaches or neck pain, and you may have go, wow, he really recommended a lot of frequency. Know that you have to have dysfunction first, and it has to be there for a while before you can have feelings, and the feelings are symptoms. Whatever you experience, whatever discomfort, whatever symptom you have to have dysfunction first before symptoms come next. And I've said this before, and if you haven't heard, this is going to be your first time. And I asked the question, do you want to have a brain problem or a back problem, neck problem, headache problem, whatever it is? Which one would you rather want to have? Brain problem or some sort of symptom problem? For some of you, you're going to go, well, I don't want either, but if I had to choose, well, of course, I go with the symptom, back pain, neck pain, the headaches, shoulder, knee, whatever it may be. And based on the chart below, when you look at that chart, you have to have a brain problem first, right? Function. You have to have a dysfunctional issue happening in the brain, not functioning correctly, in order to eventually have symptoms. That makes sense? So you have to have dysfunction happening first. Those two big parts of the nerve, there has to be imbalances happening. And we talked about in one of the videos about dysregulation, disorganization, entropy and all that. That has to exist first in those nerves that create a lot of chaos. And then eventually over time, the body starts to say, okay, we can't take this anymore. We need some help. We've burned all our resources. And then pain comes in. This is why in chiropractic, pain is the last thing to show up and always going to be the first thing to go. And by the time of where you're at in your care, you may not have pain anymore. And know that we're finally starting to clear out and getting more now into the function of regulation of those nerves. Helping you regulate better, helping you organize better, upgrading the brain's function better, so that you can adapt better to your environment and your life. Pretty cool? So when we think about feeling versus function, know that if you have pain of any sort, know that there's a functional issue happening first. And guys, get it, I have patients that have been with me for years, And all of a sudden, life gets in the way. We have our seasons of stress and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, pain comes back. And all of a sudden, they're like, Doc, well, I'm getting pain again. I don't understand. And of course, we regulate back to the other video about stresses and we go through that process. Or the next video, you can get the rules of 2, and we'll talk about that more. But when you look at it, we go, okay, but there's some function happening here, not working correctly. Let's look at that and we'll address it. And the pain, yeah, it'll go away. We'll monitor it to make sure it's nothing serious, but we'll definitely take a look at it to make sure it gets cleared out. Because you have to have dysfunction first before you can have pain. And if you had pain, you're already in a crisis state. Make sense? And if that doesn't, just know that you have to have dysfunction happening in the body and in your nervous system before pain kicks in. And so the crisis state means you've exhausted everything, you've exhausted all your resources, and now here's pain, letting you know that, hey, we need help. The body has done everything it can, and now it just needs absolute drastic measures for help. So when it comes to looking at feeling versus function, not saying feelings aren't important, but really the more emphasis, 90% of things are based on the function. And that's where I, as your chiropractor, look at that. And I'm always concentrating on that because that's why we do 12 scans every 12 visits. 12 visits. We do 12 visits every single time, checking after every 12 visits, we do a rescan because I want to see what's happening with the function. How are you changing? How are you improving? What's going well? What's struggling? What are new healings coming in? When I say new healings, that's also new organization happening. Cool? Any questions, please let me know. Again, I want to just thank you for being a part of the Wellness Path family. We truly enjoy having you in the office. From the bottom of my heart, we greatly appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to seeing your next visit. So any questions, please let me know. Until next time, be well, live well. The choice is yours.